got the juice. Ha. Said I got the...
What's up? You're watching Still Got the Juice TV, and tonight's featured artist is
Gmim. Don't forget the dollar sign.
Don't forget the dollar sign.
Yeah.
What brings you to Still Got the Juice? I see you got a lot going on.
Yeah, right now it's just the Hustle World Tour is out now, so I'm just on the hustle right now. That's all, moving around on this press run, making sure everybody, gets an opportunity to tap into the music and the project that I put out. I'm real proud of it, so it's been good though. It's been going well. A lot of people are enjoying it. The feedback has been amazing.
I seen you had a release party pretty packed. Like, you definitely been the talk of the town.
Yeah. The project release was really dope. Shout out to everybody that came. It was a lot of peer rappers and stuff that actually have a part in my journey and have been kind of encouraging and supportive in my process. Even like friends and family that came, it was just a lot of them. I took a lot of time to, create good relationships with people. So I feel like it comes back full circle. Definitely.
Speaking of the word journey, I feel like the best way to get to know artists is to know where they came from, the origin story.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up as the son of Cool DJ, Red Alert,
right.
What was the earliest memories of hip hop for you?
The earliest memories of hip hop for me, the earliest moments of hip hop for me wasn't even through my pops, it was through my mom. She went to school with Swiss Beats Pops, Terrence Dean.
Mm-hmm.
And he was my first booking agent. So I was in like DMX video, like how it's going down. If you look back, the kid that's behind the fire hydrant when Eve and shit. I'm sorry about the fault from cursing. I can't curse.
You're good.
Oh, when Eve and shit walking in the water, that's me behind the fire hydrant. I'm the little kid behind the fire hydrant. I used to get paid to be like extras in music videos. I was in some movies as well. So that was my first exposure to hip hop, being like around DMX. With my pops, it was more like I was in a radio station. So I think I got real early memories of like being at an album signing with Method Man for his Judgment Day album.
Wow.
It was like him and Angie Martinez. I remember seeing Jay-Z with the Reasonable Doubt kind of attire. I didn't know that was Jay-Z like that. You feel me then? I was so young, but now I realize, that was Hov. So
that's crazy.
Those are like just being in a radio station, a lot of having to know like people that like Angie Martinez, Flex, and like that's not even name dropping. I was around these people for real growing up with my pops and being at the station and stuff. So those are like my earliest exposures to hip hop.
We're gonna veer a little bit because you're bringing up your dad, which I wanted you to bring up. How do you feel about this current topic of nepotism? And has your dad helped you with anything?
As it relates to like Bronny and stuff, I feel like it's a very popular topic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a parent, so I do everything that I do in my life to make sure it's easier for my child's life. So, nepotism is a term that was used back in the way back in the days for families that passed on like royal positions and always in sports and stuff like that. But I think that it's not really applicable in today's world when even us as black people, we're in a position to start paving the way for those behind us and making it a little bit easier. And it's not a time to be bashing anybody that is as great as LeBron is in his field, and the fact that he's still active for what he's given to that industry.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves any family member, you know what I mean? So, and that applies to anyone in the corporate field or even entertainment field. For me, I kind of came up in a culture where it was like, you gotta prove it without your pops.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect that too, because sometimes you do have to do that. You do have to kind of know if you even built for the world that you wanna be in. Sometimes we wanna be like our parents, but don't wanna put in the same sacrifices and risks that they took.
I agree.
Sometimes as parents, we wanna protect our children from that, you know what I mean? So it goes hand in hand, but I'm never mad at that. I'm kind of like, I'm happy to see someone like Bronny, but I'm also happy that I had to go my route too. I'm not saying my pops never supported me, he super supported me. But as far as being a creator and stuff, he's probably only been in the studio with me like 3 times.
Wow.
But I taught music with him you know what I mean, all the time. You know what I mean? I discuss the culture and the future and what's going on in music all the time with him in so many different ways. I learn from him, and he's an example. He sets an example off rip that I could take plenty notes from, and that's enough. That's enough for me.
So you got the blueprint pretty much.
Yeah.
That's
Somewhat like that. Yeah. I got his blueprint. It's not the blueprint. You remember, he's a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
He's very instrumental in hip hop. He broke grounds for a lot of artists, for a lot of labels, for a lot of people's career.
DJs were the gatekeepers. So
but I mean, it was bigger than just, for him, he was kind of bigger than DJing, you know what I mean? He was, that whole native tongue culture spearheaded through him. He was a tastemaker for music. He brought sounds, new feelings, new vibes to the culture that lasted through the test of time. So I think that his contributions are even beyond being just a DJ. But I've learned plenty. I learned a lot from him, and I'm glad that I got him in my corner.
definitely.
Yeah.
You have a lot to talk about. Like my notes is noting right now.
Your notes is noting.
My
Yeah,
notes
that's
is
good. I
noting.
mean, I put in a lot of work. You know what I mean? That's a good thing. That just means, you know, keeping the blinders on, keep me going. I don't really take the time out to sit back and think about things that I've done. It always feels like it's more to do. So I take pleasure and I take honor in you saying that.
When you started your career in film at a young age, how did your experiences in movies like Summer of Sam and Black and White impact you? Like,
I mean, I hated it back then. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to go back to my friends. I wanted to go play ball and shit and stuff like that. Like, it was a lot of, I just didn't know what I was doing when I was doing it, you know what I mean? It was before social media and stuff, you feel me? And I used to tell my moms I'd rather go hang out with my friends. And I was getting paid for it and all that, but like, what is getting paid for it at that time mattered to me when I'm, you know what I mean? I'm probably getting almost everything I deserve. So, the trailer parks, the changing the clothes, the doing the same things over and over again. It was cool when you see the finished product, but the process at the time I didn't really understand, and I didn't really know this could have changed my entire life if I just kept doing it. But looking back at it, I'm proud of it. It exposed me to being behind the camera and being comfortable and just being myself in different ways.
I'm curious, how did you go about promoting your mixtape independently in the clubs, in the streets of NYC? That's guerrilla marketing to me.
Yeah, I mean, shit, we go back to just having, I had a lot of like hip hop icons and pioneers around me, so I got to see a lot of their ways, so I had to turn every stone, you know what I mean? I wasn't ashamed to get flyers, stickers. I wasn't afraid to go to the DJ in clubs, in venues, introduce myself, find out if they'll play my music, find out if I can just get on their radar. I used to just ask if I can just get on your radar, like let me get your info, let me tap in, show you what I got going on, and we figure it out from there. I snuck I snuck in Hot 97. Like, it's not sweet. Like, it's not like, oh, I just go with my pops. There's days I sat at the door and waited for somebody to come in. If you know how Hot 97 used to be this white wall and this door. You gotta have a little beep beep to get in. And I used to sit on the floor and wait for somebody that I knew to come out that door, like Lenny Green or Fred Buggs, somebody that just was in my pop's bracket, and they'll let me in and I'll go put my CDs in everybody's mailbox when that mattered back in the day. DJ Enough, Angie Martinez, anybody I seen with the tape, I put my whole package in. I did all of that. I did showcases, I did collaborations. I traveled. My first time I recorded, I went to Rochester. I took two buses to Rochester and recorded out of somebody's closet. You feel me? Like, and didn't even know the person whose house I was in. You feel me? Like, just I found them on the internet and did my own way, and that's how I even presented myself to my pops and stuff. They didn't really even know I like really was taking rap that far and willing to risk things into it. So, man, oh man, I really turned every stone. I really tried everything. Yeah.
A lot of people aren't doing that. A lot of people don't think to even do that. So.
I mean, I just didn't stop. I feel like sometimes you gotta try it all yourself to know when somebody is doing it right when you gotta have a team around you, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's cool to be able to tell the engineer, okay, you don't know what sound you're looking for, hey, let me do it, I know what to do. You feel me? Sometimes it's cool to have that knowledge so that you're not being taken advantage of, you know what I mean? So I just try to make sure I put my hands on everything that I've been exposed to so I could get some sort of feedback to work with. So I'm just not afraid of it. I'm gonna go all in on my team. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this project.
Yeah, the Hustle World Tour.
The Hustle World Tour. Why did you title it that?
Well, a lot of the music kind of reflects on just being in the hustle, and for anybody that like the hustle is kind of course it's gonna relate to the streets, but it just kind of relates to just having to get to it. I haven't had a job in like maybe 6-7 years. I've been all in on music for some years. So every day it's a hustle. Every day I gotta bet on myself. You feel me? And it was a collaborative project. So I just wanted to kind of, the intentions is to kind of expand off just the block, off just where I started from, you know what I mean? Take it to the world. And I did a lot of collaborative records. So it's just kind of like, you know what I mean, about going OT. You feel me? It's kind of like that vibe. It's things going on in the neighborhood, but right now I'm on the grind. I had to get off the block. I got to go out and collaborate with some people, work with some other people, get it in other ways, and that's really what it was representative of. It's a real dope collaborative project I got to do.
It's a lot of collabs. You got 5 songs by yourself.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody that was on it, Joel Ortiz.
What was your favorite collab?
Trinidad.
There's a lot. What was your favorite collab?
My favorite collab is probably Joel Ortiz, but my favorite session was with Trinidad James, and with my man Foreman. They all have different meanings to me. My boy Westside Dutchy, he passed away, so he's no longer here. So it meant a lot for me to be able to put that song on my project. East was somebody, Dave East was somebody that used to, when he was on his Get It How I Live tour, me and my man Prezi and Harlem Beans, we had a song called New York Shit. And he was letting us open for him and on his Get It How I Live tour. And then maybe like a year or two afterwards, he did a record with me, and it was super meaningful. He always kind of stayed tapped in with me. Then Trinidad was right in the moment. He walked in the studio just like the beat. And it was like, what's up, what we doing? He just was the vibe. And I was like, it's my session. I think he came to see Jim. And I was like, it's my session, but shit, I mean, let's rock out. And we did like 2 records, so that was one of them I got to drop. Trinidad has been a super friend since then. I did a couple came to a couple stores and stuff. He's been kind of tapping me into fashion and just opening doors for me to have networks in some of his worlds. He just gave me some of his sneakers too. Shout out to Trinidad. I got those Sauconys, them gold joints and things. Fire, yeah. My boy held me down.
Right. So I'm going to give you a hypothetical, and you tell me how to navigate this off the top. Say for instance, we're going out, and clearly my friends ain't never heard of you. So it's a circle of some bad bougie women. What song would you play for them off the project first that you know they want to double back? Or be like, who that?
Alright, I'm gonna tell you the song that the bad bougie women tell me that they like, and I don't be thinking that they gonna like the song, but they like Shift in the Morning. The bad bougie women like Shift in the Morning, and it is so weird to me because it's like, damn, I didn't think y'all would even like that record, but they fuck with that record. A lot of women like Double Up too. They like that
the
part.
slippery sample that does it.
They like that vibe. But I'm gonna tell you, I didn't know what to expect from women. I have a project I'm actually gonna drop after this called Kiss the Girls, where I really can't wait to see how women take to that, because I kind of open up more, get a little more into that side. I come from such a rap. I come from Harlem. I come from so many other rappers that I always kind of tend to cater to just rapping and making like music that appeal to my niggas. But I'm working on a project That's pretty much finished though. It's called Kiss the Girls.
All right.
But off
You
that,
heard it first. You want to set this anywhere else?
Kiss
We
the
got
Girls.
this exclusive.
Y'all might have only maybe on Instagram. It's first part. You know what I mean? First platform I got to talk about it too. So yeah, Kiss the Girls coming soon. Yeah.
I'm hyped for that. I know I guess I'm a good mix of the bougie, but I love bars type girl.
Yeah.
My favorite was Loaded Up.
You like Loaded Up?
Yes.
That's fine. You know, Loaded Up is the most popular record on the project
I
as far
love
as
Loaded
like
Up.
on the back end, on the streams and stuff. That's
Don't Judge Me.
Yo, Don't Judge Me was a good record too. I'm Vamp Life, so that was the first record I did with Dice and Jim together. I did a record with Jim prior to that called Angel, but that was a record we actually did kind of together in the studio. That's the first record I did where I did my verse in front of Jim and Jim did his verse in front of me, and it was just me, him, and Dice. That was
How did you handle the rotation though? Because it's smooth. This is a good rotation in 41 minutes. That's a nice drive.
Of the project?
Yeah, it's a nice drive.
I took my time. I had a lot of other songs I wanted to put on the project, you know what I mean? But I wanted my project to still feel like somewhat like a moment in time. So I was like, I didn't want it to be too long. I had some skits in it to kind of tie the stories in the bars that I'm saying and what I'm going through. To tie it together. So I just really wanted it to feel like a moment in time. I didn't want it to feel too long. I didn't want it to feel short. I wanted to feel like, oh, that's a day in Harlem. Oh yeah, that's a whole week in Harlem. Yeah, that's what that feel like. Oh, and just in New York. I'm from Harlem, but it ain't so much about just Harlem. Anybody from a community like mine, I understand.
All right, we're going to ease into wrap up, but I have a question. It's a selfish question. I'm going to ask it because I can do that.
Okay.
In the song, Don't Judge Me, you said you can judge a book by its cover. My story gets deep. What's the name of that book? What's the name of the book of your story? Hypothetical.
That's the name of my story.
Yeah, because if it gets deep, then what's the title?
My story. That's a good one. Silver Spoon. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The song Silver Spoon.
That's fire.
I would call it Silver Spoon.
All right. Well, you know we're going to stay locked in with you. This won't be the last time.
Yeah, I can't wait, man.
Well, everybody else to play catch up, but we gonna have our seat.
Longevity. Still got the juice. Me and you been had it, still had it, and ain't letting go of it. So I gotta come back. That's the only way I make sense. You know what I mean? So I still got it. You know?
All right. Last but not least, what does still got the juice mean to you?
Oh man.
Tell us why you still got the juice.
You know, I mean, having the juice from where I'm from, that's like that. That movie's timeless to me. So, having the juice is just, you know, having your aura, your spirit intact, your emotion intact, the people around you intact, your destination intact, knowing where you're going. You know what I mean? Having the juice is kind of having something that other people could drink off of and could learn from. You know what I mean? It's like that, like Mike, you know, that water that was in Space Jam for Michael Jordan. That's that right there. That's that. You feel me? So that's what having the juice is to me. You know what I mean? And being able to share it. You feel me? Making sure everybody's cup is full.
I felt that. All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap. Gmim. Don't forget the dollar.
Yeah. Thank you.